I'm your host, Rodeo Marie Hanson. Today, my very special guest is member of the Wild Feathers, Ricky Young. Hello, Ricky.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for making the time before the Wild Feathers show tonight to visit the Drive-Thru.
No problem. Well, it gives me something to do rather than sitting around all day waiting to play.
Well, the Wild Feathers are currently on tour with Blackberry Smoke and the Almond Best Band. For those new to the Wild Feathers, how did the band get its name, and how would you describe its music?
Finding a band name is always the worst part. We just threw around a bunch of names for a while, and that was what we landed on that we hated the least. So it stuck. And really, I guess the way to describe our sound is we're just kind of heavily influenced by, good rock and roll and good songs, everything from, Tom Petty to Wilco to, the band or anything like that is kind of where we fall in line as far as our influences go. So it's somewhere in the middle of all that somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What is the biggest challenge and reward for an opening act?
The reward is getting to make new fans. When we do our headlining tours, we're playing to, the majority of the people in the audience already know us, which is fun and great, but it's always great to make new fans so your crowds can grow when you come back and play, yourself as a headliner in that town. So that's exactly why we took this opportunity with Blackberry Smoke, is because their fans are great music fans, and musically we're in the same lane as they are. So, and it's been very successful. We've been having a good time. So it's been working out.
As a live act in the era of COVID-19, what changes have you seen for live entertainment events?
I guess really it's just, the different protocol from town to town, Unfortunately for live music and any sort of service industry workers, you count on big crowds to gather. So we've been struggling for the past, 18 or so months.
Yeah.
But, everyone on this tour, and everyone that we know that's out touring is taking it very seriously, and taking all the precautions and all that. So it's been a success.
The Wild Feathers have a do-it-yourself work ethic, which was the motivation for your most recent release, Alvarado. How did the album come about?
We've always rented cabins outside of Nashville or in Alabama or something like that, and just to get away from town and distractions, and wrote and demoed songs, and then we'd take them into a big studio, and then it would turn into an actual Wild Feathers record. Well, we decided this time, after listening to a bunch of old demos that we did ourselves in cabins over the years, we decided, why don't we try taking that approach instead, and instead of going into a studio, taking the studio to a cabin in the middle of nowhere, which is what we did. And we had the time of our lives. We recorded 14 songs, and produced it ourselves, and it turned out great. It sounds more like the Wild Feathers than I think anything we've ever done. So we're really proud of it.
Oh, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
When did you first become interested in becoming a musician?
Pretty early for me. As a small kid, I just loved music, especially rock and roll and top 40 radio type stuff. But really, I guess, early high school is when, me and my friends started, plucking around on guitars and, putting bands together. And hanging out and doing that kind of stuff. And I'm the only one that really kind of stuck with it because I kind of learned early on, thankfully, that it was, a passion of mine that I wanted to pursue and make a career out of. So I was very fortunate to get an early start and know what I wanted to do.
What advice do you have for a young person who aspires to become a professional musician and or work in the entertainment industry?
Be patient, work hard, be determined. I would say you got to be painfully optimistic. And you're going to have highs and you're going to have extreme lows. But, you have to ask yourself, is the reward worth it? What you have in your mind as, your goal, is that worth putting yourself through some of the things you're going to have to go through? And if the answer is yes, then you should absolutely do it. For us, it's no question about it. This is what we're going to do. And we've been doing it for 10 years now. I have no plan of stopping. So, but it's mentally tough. It's hard on the musicians. It's hard on their families, but it is enjoying making a living, doing what you love is what it's all about for us.
Yeah. How important is music education in public schools?
I think it's very important. You don't necessarily have to have a music education to play rock and roll or anything. I mean, I didn't grow up, with a proper music education, but I definitely think it's important for kids to learn how to play music. I mean, it's from an educational standpoint, it teaches you a lot about a lot of things, not just the notes, you're playing on a piece of paper. Like any other skill, you can apply that to your life later on, or it's just fun. So, I mean, I highly support, music in the school programs and all that. I mean, I can't believe some schools don't have it. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah. Tonight, you're in Reading, PA. Have you ever had a chance to see any of the city, and what is your favorite thing about Reading?
Well, we just got here about an hour ago, and we're about to sound check, so no, I haven't seen anything except for the parking lot where the bus is parked. Yeah. But that's kind of usually how it goes. A lot of people have this idea that, you get to tour the country and see all these great places. And sometimes we do, but most of the time you're in a parking lot sitting in your bus or van or dressing room. And then when the show's over, everything gets packed up and you head to the next town. So it's really a lot of looking out windows and being on stage and just sitting around. But, I've had worse jobs, so it's we still really enjoy it, so we're not complaining.
What do you like most about being on tour?
The time on stage. It's, the saying goes that, they don't pay you to play, they pay you to travel. So the playing is the fun part. And we all get along great. We have a blast together. So the camaraderie and the team kind of spirit about us is really fun. So we really enjoy it. Like I said, we've been doing it for just about over 10 years. And, yeah. So yeah, we like being in different places, and we like playing to different people, and that's the reward.
Now, my final question is, what is your favorite go-to snack food?
Snack food. Well, everything gets old after a while. So I really don't know. One of my least favorite things is hummus, because no matter who you are or where you are, there's going to be a ton of hummus backstage, and it just, we laugh every time we see it. Yes. It's just like, oh, I'm so burnt out on that. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really have anything particular that comes to mind. I mean, peanut M&Ms are one of my favorite things, so every now and then I'll have some of that. But really, I just hope to get like a semi-healthy meal, and I'm happy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I try to stay away from the junk food as much as possible, which is nearly impossible out here.
Yeah. Well, thank you to my very special guest, Ricky Young of the Wild Feathers, for visiting the Drive-Thru. Until next time, that's a wrap.
We want to thank you for doing what you do. We want to thank you